narrative, I think, that I try to present in the book, the historical narrative. The founding fathers, I think you are hard-pressed to make an argument. I mean, it's complicated, but you would be hard-pressed to make an argument that they wanted to establish at the national level, at least, and maybe we could talk about the states, because that's a huge part of the debate, right? But at the national level, the founders did not believe that there should be an established religion, a Christian nation, so forth. We're not a Christian nation.
That's the whole game, in fact, right? As I think about it, right? This idea that they didn't want a federal national religion, but states can knock themselves out. You want to
let me get back to that. Then the state stuff is really interesting, both at the time and in the way it plays out in the contemporary debates. But what were we?
We were just wrapping up on this.
Yeah. How the American religious history here works is 1776 or 1789 Constitution, First Amendment, you have the disestablishment of religion. No longer does Christianity in the form of an Anglican church or a Church of England or so forth have state sponsorship. You thus have this kind of democratization of religion, this consumer religion. That emerges between 1789 and 1865. Protestant denominations need to compete for members. People are no longer required to their taxes are no longer being used to support the state church. So you have this intense competition, and this sharpens the game of Protestant denominations. You better have a good preacher. You better have some kind of appealing thing that's going to attract people, because you no longer have the state to back you up anymore. So it was Thomas Jefferson, I think, it was Thomas Jefferson who said, well, by 1830 or 40, everybody in America will be a Unitarian. The power of secularism in a kind of atheistic kind of secularism, will water down traditional religion. People will reject these superstitious doctrines known as the Trinity, reject the resurrection of Jesus Christ, the authority of the Bible, and so forth.
And then came the Second Great Awakening.
And then, boom, what happens in 1830? You have this massive evangelical revival, which basically not only Christianizes the country, not only makes it a Protestant country, but I would even argue an evangelical Protestant country. And it is the decision to disestablish in 1789 that allows this evangelical Christian nation to emerge during this period. Because Christianity is the only option for these people. You have this intense revival. People are being, in the evangelical speak, being saved. They're being born again. And surprisingly, a lot of that is playing out as well into sort of social reform, right? In terms of anti-slavery movements, in terms of prison reform, in terms of women's rights,
this is
and so forth.
The Christian left, right? Now we call it the social gospel movement.
And this is where people today, like Jim Wallace or the Christian left or the evangelical left, will appeal to, saying we want to get back to that, Christian nation, but a very different Christian nation than what the Christian right is arguing for, a Christian nation that is defined by issues of social justice, of care for the poor, fighting slavery, or whatever that might look like in today's culture.